What is good, YouTube? It's your boy Luke for Prez, back in the mix. Got yet another video for you guys today. Hope everyone's doing well out there. Today, what I'm gonna be covering is a list of my top 3 favorite methods for building your email list as a music producer. Email list building is something that I think is somewhat neglected by a lot of producers, but in my opinion, it's one of the essential components of building a successful, long-term beat selling business. I like to think of every contact that you put on your list as a seed, and with the proper amount of time and watering, that seed can grow into a tree, and that tree can bear fruit, aka beat sales, which is what we're all about here, right? At the end of the day, let's be real. This transformation can be accomplished by continued follow-up, relationship building, and by providing these prospects with value. But that whole process of taking a prospect and turning them into a customer is a topic for another video. This is about how do you build that list out to begin with. My email list personally is divided into 2 sections. One is people that have already purchased beats from me, or customers, and the other is people who have not purchased beats from me yet, or prospects. The tips I'm about to cover will help you make the most out of both of these types of lists. So with all that being said, let's get into these tips. And by the way, these aren't in order of effectiveness. I think all of them are necessary to get the most out of building an email list. The first way to build your email list is through manual reach out. I've made videos in the past on how reaching out to artists on SoundCloud and social media platforms is a good way to sell beats and make connections, and something that should be part of your daily or weekly routine. But the connection that you make with an artist this way should not be the one and only interaction that you have with them. If you hit them up with a free beat offer, for instance, which a lot of people do, and they end up giving you their email address for you to send them the beats to, don't just send the beats and then hope for the best. Add that email address to your list for further reach out down the line. You can do this using an Excel spreadsheet to keep track of everything, or you can sign up for an email marketing service like MailChimp or Aweber. I actually use MailChimp for all of my email marketing at this time. It's good because it makes everything automated, and I recommend it if you're just starting out. It's definitely not a perfect service by any stretch, but it is free to use up until you amass a list of 500 contacts. So if you're just in the beginning stages, it's definitely a good way of getting your feet wet in email marketing and automated follow-ups without having to invest any money. Keep in mind with MailChimp though, that as your list continues to grow and grow, it can get really expensive really quickly. But you know, it is what it is. That's kind of the cost of doing business. And there are other email marketing platforms out there. I just can't speak to them in great detail because I haven't personally used them. But you know, shop around. There might be better options than MailChimp. I know a lot of people like Aweber, so that might be worth checking out. But like I said, I've never used it, so you know, I don't even know what their pricing structure is like in comparison to MailChimp. But in any case, another great way of manually building your email list is to take the time to reach out to every single follower that you get on social media platforms or Beatstars if you can easily determine that they're an artist. Just shoot them a quick DM like, hey, thanks so much for the follow. I see that you're an artist. I'd love to send you an example of my work. What's your email address? It's of course best practice to let them know that you plan on sending them follow-up emails to give them the option right off the bat of, you know, opting out essentially. Because otherwise, if you just put them on a list and email them later and they never technically agreed to it, they're more likely to flag you as spam, and that could be problematic for your deliverability down the line. The second way to build your email list that I'd like to cover today is by driving traffic to a lead magnet. A lead magnet is basically where a company will offer a free product or a trial of their service in exchange for that person's contact info in the hopes of eventually converting that person into a paying customer down the line. For us producers, this can be like a funnel type situation. You've probably seen a lot of producers using ClickFunnels. I've made a video on that myself. So that's an option. It can also be as simple as driving people to your Beatstars Pro Page website, where you can offer free tagged versions of your beats in exchange for their email address. A ton of producers do this, and it's definitely an effective way of building an email list if you can get people to your website or to a funnel that you've created. You can get people to your lead magnets using paid online advertising, which is my main way of doing it. I've made a ton of videos on this, which I will link to in the little box above me. But you can also do it for free simply by placing the link to your lead magnets everywhere. Your Instagram bio, in the description of your YouTube videos, basically anywhere where people check out your work. Okay, moving on. The third way of building an email list is by utilizing the customers that you already have by asking them for referrals. When somebody buys a beat from you, shoot them an email afterwards and ask them if they know of anybody else, whether they have friends or acquaintances or whatever, who also are artists, who also might need beats, and give them something for free in exchange for that info, whether that's a free lease or maybe upgrading the license that they already purchased to the next tier, or maybe if you offer mixing and mastering services, you can offer a free mix and master of the song that they make with the beat that they purchased. You can get creative with this, but the bottom line is artists know other artists, and they can be a great resource for you and help further build the relationship with that artist and, you know, their immediate circle of influence as well. So that's basically it. Those are my top 3 methods of building an email list for your beat selling business. If you implement these methods, you will be well on your way to building a massive email list that can provide revenue for you for perpetuity. This is by no means a comprehensive list. I'm sure there are other tactics and strategies that other producers have used successfully that I haven't covered. If you know of any specifically, please leave them in the comments. I'd love to learn some new tricks, and again, I'm all about building and growing together as a community. So let's help each other win. Hope you've enjoyed this. Hope it brought you some value. Don't forget to like and subscribe and the YouTube stuff that I hate asking for. I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.